Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to today's project. Today's project is this one. I'm using the First Frost and the Frosted Bouquet framelit dies. I've got mine in clear mount. It's also available in wood. And if you bought the stamp set and dies together as a bundle, you will save 10%. The other stamp set I'm using is Country Home. I particularly wanted this greeting here, Happy Harvest Blessings. My card base is in Cajun Craze, cut at 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. In metric that will be 14.85 by 21 centimeters. It's been scored at the long side on the top at 4 1/8. That's 10.5 centimeters and folded in half. A pumpkin pie layer. That's been cut at 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. In metric, that's 9.5 by 14 centimeters. Smaller whisper white piece, that's been cut at 3 3/4 inches by 4 inches to go on top of that. And for the inside, a standard piece, 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. In metric, that will be 9.5 by 14 centimeters. Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie and Mango Melody. 1 1/2 inch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Stamparatus, tin tile, dynamic textured impressions embossing folder. A sponge dauber. The frosted and clear epoxy droplets. The stamping blend pen in Cajun Craze. This is new. Foam adhesive strips, your Big Shot magnetic platform and cutting plates. First I'll give a shout out to my lovely upline Amanda Fowler. She designed this type of wreath at her team training and I've just changed it and used First Frost instead. What I'm doing at the moment is just colouring these epoxy frosted droplets with the Cajun Craze dark stamping blend, and I'll leave that to dry now while we carry on doing something else. You'll also need scraps of Mango Melody, Pumpkin Pie and Cajun Craze to cut these leaves from the Frosted Bouquet framelit dies. So we'll do that first, and this is how you make your sandwich. You need your magnetic platform, base cutting plate, and what I'm going to do is paste my die with the cutting edge face up, and then I'll just place my cardstock on top cutting plate, and I'll run it through the Big Shot. So I'll need to do that for all three colours, and I'll be back. I mounted this image here on a block gauge. You can see this is an arrow pointing down to show you which way up the leaves are supposed to go. I'm going to ink it up with Cajun Craze. There's a right way and wrong way for your cardstock when the die's cut through, and this is the right way because it's got rounded edges at the top, and that's the reverse side. So be mindful of which way you put your cardstock. You want the right side facing the stamp, so the wrong side is facing up toward you. You just rub your finger over it, or you can use another block to stamp on top. And then you do the same for all the other two with the appropriate inks. You take your 1/2 inch punch. You need to create a circle. So you punch out with the 1 1/2 inch circle punch first. Then you center the 1 3/4 inch punch over the hole you've just punched, and make sure that's equidistant all round before you punch a second hole. So that will give you this template to glue your leaves. I'm going to start from the tip so I know which way my leaves are going, and I'm just going to cut them as I need them so that all the leaves are in the same direction. We'll need some Tombow glue. Now I don't want to get all sticky, so I'll only apply the glue as I need it, and it's advisable to have tweezers so that it makes it easier to lay these down. If I put the leaves in order like this, then alternate it as I go along. Just trim your leaves according to the pattern that's been stamped. So I'll go away and do that because you don't want to watch me going all the way round. It'll take ages. And we're just doing the last one now. Now I'm going to take my foam adhesive strip on the back and run it all the way round. Now we're going to do the inside of the card first. So we take the bigger piece of Whisper White, and we're going to be using this stamp. And I'm going to mount it on a block that is not big enough for it because I don't really want the branch to show. We need some post-it notes and the 1 3/4 inch punch. And we're going to punch out a 1 3/4 inch circle, and we want to have as much of the sticky bit as possible. Get my scissors and just trim that a little bit. Okay, set that aside to use later. So I want to stamp my word first, so put that up right in the corner, ink up with Cajun Craze. Hasn't quite covered, so I'll ink it up again and stamp again. Now this is the beauty of the stamp apparatus. All I want to do is just stamp this branch. You can see where the end of the block is, so that's where you want to align your stamp as you ink it up, so that there is ink only on this portion that's on the stamp. And I'm going to stamp here. Change ink pads to pumpkin pie. I've already cleaned my stamp, and ink it up again, align it on the ink pad with the end of the block to the edge of the ink pad, and I'm going to stamp on top. Set that aside to glue later. Now we need to tackle this smaller piece. Back with the stamp apparatus, switch the plate round to the other side. Remember to insert and take off your acrylic plate in a perpendicular position, 90 degrees to the hinges, to prevent accidents or breakages. Oops, I forgot to press record. Anyway, I've inked up my sentiment and stamped at the bottom of that card. I'm going to remove my plate and just use this as a stamping surface. No, I've smudged it. Start again. So I've removed my plate and I'm going to use this surface for stamping with. Remember this image here. I need to punch out a circle that I punched out earlier, and I'm going to place it there. I think that's around the middle. And I'm just randomly, remember how I showed you how to ink this up so that the branch won't show. So I'm just going to go round. Don't need that. And turn my paper as I go round. Clean my stamp. So then there's the Mango Melody followed by the Cajun Craze. Peel off my circle. Get that aside. Bring in the Big Shot Basic platform. Grab my tin tile. Pumpkin pie piece. Pop it into the folder. Make sure it's straight, and remember only to use one of the cutting plates because this is a dynamic impressions embossing folder and it will be too thick to run through, so you only need one plate, and I will go and do that off camera. Now I've embossed it, I'm just going to run the Cajun Craze with a sponge dauber over the raised bits to accentuate the markings on the tin tile. You can assemble all the pieces. So first the inside of the card, next the embossed piece. Then we'll take those backing strip off and attach the wreath on top. Pop these on. So there are the cards finished. Now I've got a neat trick. You'll notice that this one has got two-tone letters, so watch out for a video in my Top Tip Tuesday series and I'll show you how I did that. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. The list of supplies is listed below this video. If you scroll down you'll find it. Thanks for watching and I'll be back soon. Bye!